All right, welcome back. Let's do another one chord to a dominant seventh chord. This time, we're going to do D major. Let's just start on the letter D and count up 5 until we figure out what our 5 chord is. D, E, F, G, A. Okay, so that means that D major, if I'm in the key of D major and I want to know what chord is going to sound really great with D major, it's going to be A major. Okay, we need to make A major a dominant seventh chord. Remember, dominant seventh chord is a major third plus a minor third plus a minor third. I'm going to say this every single video. You will eventually get it. You will eventually remember it. We are on A major. A major is A to C sharp, that's a major third. C sharp to E, that's a minor third. Now we need another minor third on top. So E to F, that's 1. F to F sharp is 2. And we just need one more, F sharp to G. We knew it had to be a G of some sort, right? A, C, E, G. The question was, do any of these notes need to be sharp or flat or what? So A to C sharp, that was the special one. C sharp to E, that's a minor third. E to G, that's minor third. So all we need to do, and you may remember this from a previous lesson, we can just put our full A major chord down and you could simply lift up whichever finger is on the G string, because that's the note we need, is a G natural. And if this 1-3 thing, if you were doing the stack and removing finger 2, feels kind of awkward, no worries at all. You can just put down finger 2. That works totally fine. And look how convenient this is. If we look at our D major chord, we already have what kind of looks like the A7. Finger 1 is on the 3rd string, fret 2. And then finger 2 is on the 1st string, fret 2. These fingers are just going to lift up 1 string each. They're just hopping up and hopping back down. Finally, a pretty easy little transition, especially on these treble strings where gravity can feel like it's kind of pulling your hand down, or it can feel a little bit tiring, just like you're having to put all this focused effort there. Now it's just a very simple transition. We can just see what are the notes in this chord. Well, we know we can play an A, C sharp, E, G. So it's okay to technically play string 6 on the A7. However, just like I've said in the past, A is the root, and so that's going to sound better if we're strumming or finger picking or whatever. Generally speaking, you're going to want to start your strum or start your finger picking with the open A, not with the E. Even though E is part of the chord and it won't sound horrible, still, we want the root of the chord in the bass. As we're first getting started, that's going to sound really good. So we have E as string 6, which is the 5th, A as the root of the chord, another E, G, which is the special note, that's the 7th. Then we have C sharp, the 3rd, and then yet another E. So there you have it. Those are the notes of the A7 chord. A little bonus for you. Let's just think really quickly again about where else we could play that G natural. Another place where we can play a G is string 1, fret 3. So what we would do in this case, we could actually put a little bar down that covers strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if this is beyond what you can do right now, that's okay. Maybe you can learn the bar chords section and come back to this. But I'm just going to show it to you anyway, just in case. We're going to lay a bar down across all 4 of these strings. And that's an F sharp, so that's not going to sound particularly good with this chord. But then what you'll do is you'll put finger 2 down onto the G natural here. So then what you'll do is slide finger 2 over, lay down your bar, and that's another really nice way of playing the A7. Or if you don't want to do the bar, check this out. Go back to this A7. You could try either using finger 3 or using finger 4, landing on the G there. I think it sounds really awesome. It's a way of getting an extra 7th in there, so it just makes that A7 feel that much more distinctive. Another common A7 chord shape that we'll see is that same little bar shape that we just did for this A7. However, what we can do is actually put a G down with pinky. So we're technically still in second position. This probably feels like an insane stretch, but what we're doing is putting pinky down onto string 4, fret 5. And what we would want to do though, we'd want to be careful not to hit string 1. So this is if you're kind of better at finger picking, you would just pluck on strings 5, 4, 3, 2. Because this note right here that we're adding, that's a G natural. It's on a D string. So D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. So A, G, A, C sharp. There you have it. So check this out. Sometimes I like to go way over the top and just throw A7 after A7 in a row. A7 version 1, A7 version 2, A7 version 3, but having to be very careful that I don't hit the E string, to D major. And there you have it, 3 different ways of playing the A7, but ultimately I recommend you get super, super good at just using finger 1 and finger 2. So if you want to get ahead a little bit, you could also start learning how to do that same A7 shape instead of just using finger 1 and finger 2, actually using finger 2 and finger 3. So finger 2 would be on string 4, fret 2, finger 3 would be on fret 2, string 2. And then the last one you would do is finger 3 onto string 4, and then pinky, finger 4, would be on that string 2, fret 2. Same exact chord, right? Bum, bum, bum. Why would we ever do these or these? Well, because we're going to be doing bar chords pretty soon, and this A7 shape is actually a pretty common way of moving up the neck. So for instance, this 7th chord shape, if I was using 3 and 4, if I want to do a B7, I'm actually going to move this exact shape up somewhere higher up the neck. And I'm going to need to not use finger 1 and 2 because finger 1's got to be the bar, right? So we simply have to use different fingers. This is going to be more advanced. Look how wide the stretch is. But the reason we would ever do that is so we can add pinky. Remember, I just did the G down here. This is kind of the equivalent of that. So, some things to think about. We'll get there when we talk about the A7 shape bar down the road, but I wanted to at least give you a heads up that you could start with this, absolutely, totally fine. Bonus points if you can get that and that. And if you want to just mix it up and try some different versions of it, try that one. You can even try the wild one that stretches all the way to fret 5. But I hope you enjoy this. These are absolutely beautiful chords, and it's such a fun transition to practice. I'll see you in the next one.